Rolls-Royce just built a new engine, and this engine just destroyed the aviation industry completely. Now the question is, how did they do this? Standing in front of this colossal, monstrous engine feels like facing a two-story building with blades that are multiple times the size of a human being. Its fan alone is 140 inches in diameter. To put that in perspective, it is bigger than the body of a Boeing 737. But this is not just all about its size. The UltraFan has brains as well as brawn. You could say it has a mind of its own. Inside, it carries a whole new set of technologies that make it 25% more efficient than the other engines Rolls-Royce first introduced with the Trent family in the 1990s. Being mindful that in aviation, a 1% improvement in efficiency is celebrated, but the UltraFan is even 25 times that, which is indeed huge. In its very first full power test, this beast roared past 85,000 pounds of thrust. That's enough to launch a fully loaded wide-body jet into the skies with ease. This technology is already proving itself to the world. It is so big, efficient, and so far ahead of its time that it has left competitors scratching their heads and airlines rethinking their future. It is indeed rewriting the rules of the game completely. And if you think that's impressive, wait until you see what else this engine can do. Making the future of flight sustainable has always been a monumental challenge, but now with the new UltraFan engine, it is no longer a problem. Sustainable aviation fuel is a true game changer. It is a drop-in solution that has automatically replaced traditional jet fuel while reducing life cycle carbon emissions by at least 80%. It is one of the most powerful tools available today, making aviation greener and simpler. But how does this all change the future of aviation? Let's break it down. Just imagine the possibilities of an engine that can power a plane with 100% sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, from the very first day it enters service. Well, in May 2023, the UltraFan demonstrator took its first spin at their new Derby test facility, and it ran entirely on SAF. But this is the interesting part. Their commitment doesn't stop with UltraFan. Other testing facilities in the UK and Germany are already running on a 10% SAF blend for all test and development work. This marks a clear and unwavering commitment to a sustainable future for flight. With the UltraFan, they are not just building an engine, but building a new standard for cleaner, more responsible aviation. Nonetheless, this engine has the potential to do much more. Guess what? The aviation industry is standing at a turning point where traditional jet engines blend with clean electric energy. Instead of relying only on fuel, it could pull electrical power straight from the engine or even run vital systems like oil and fuel pumps electrically. The first big leap came with the Power Generation System 1, PGS-1. They managed to push past 1.5 megawatts of power, giving them some of the best experience in the field. These tests were carried out in Trondheim, Norway, and Bristol, UK, using a specially adapted AE2100 engine fitted with advanced electronics and cooling systems. Another exciting path is microhybridization. This approach enables the airplane to store energy and use it during takeoff or cruise, helping the engine perform at its best while saving more fuel in the process. Hybrid electricity isn't just a concept. It is a future that's taking shape right now, and we're helping lead the way. That's shocking enough, but what comes next takes it to another level. This is where the aviation industry has no choice but to pay attention. For decades, the aviation industry has searched for cleaner, more sustainable ways to fly. And now, Rolls-Royce believes they may have found the solution. According to experts, hydrogen could be the key to cutting emissions, especially for short-haul flights. David Morgan, Chief Operating Officer at EasyJet, explained, "A few years ago, we started exploring what could power the aircraft of tomorrow. We looked into batteries, but it quickly became clear batteries alone aren't the solution for large commercial planes. They're simply too heavy. That's when hydrogen stood out as the real game changer. But why hydrogen? Unlike batteries, hydrogen delivers far more energy per kilogram, making it powerful enough to support bigger aircraft without weighing them down. But here's the catch. Hydrogen aviation is still in its early days. So far, the tests have only proven that a hydrogen-powered jet engine can start up and run at low speeds. Still, this small step could be the first spark of a revolution. Put all these features together, and you have an engine that isn't just powerful, but opens a whole new chapter in aviation. But this whole journey began a while back. Rolls-Royce isn't just a luxury car brand. In fact, the car company and the aero engine division split long ago. Today, Rolls-Royce is one of the most important engine makers in the world. Their engine powers some of the most famous aircraft, from the mighty Airbus A350 to the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. They've built engines that carried Concorde, the supersonic legend, and powered military jets across the globe. In short, when it comes to engines, Rolls-Royce has always been in the race for innovation. But even for them, the challenge was massive. Competitors like General Electric and Pratt & Whitney were also racing toward more efficient engines. Airlines were desperate for solutions, and climate deadlines were closing in, but they prevailed. The invention of the new engine set the stage for something big, and it changed everything. This begs the question, how does this affect Rolls-Royce and the aviation industry as a whole? Airlines operate on razor-thin margins. Saving even a little fuel per flight can add up to millions of dollars saved each year. UltraFan promises to slash fuel bills in ways no one has seen before. That means airlines that adopt it can suddenly run cheaper, greener, and more competitive services. But UltraFan isn't just about big jets. Its technology is scalable. That means Rolls-Royce can build smaller versions producing around 25,000 pounds of thrust, perfect for narrow-body planes like the Airbus A320 or Boeing 737. And at the other extreme, UltraFan can scale up to a jaw-dropping 110,000 pounds of thrust, enough to power the largest aircraft in the skies. This flexibility is a game changer. Airlines don't just buy planes, they invest in fleets for decades. Knowing an engine can cover multiple aircraft types means less risk, less training, and more savings. Rolls-Royce has poured billions into this project with an aim to create something mind-blowing. Reports suggest the company is seeking more than £3 billion in funding support because they know UltraFan isn't just another engine. It's the foundation for the next generation of flight. Beyond that, UltraFan is shaking foundations. The aviation industry has been brought to its knees. Competitors like General Electric and Pratt & Whitney now face a serious challenge. Airlines will demand engines that can match or beat UltraFan's efficiency, and that's no small task. Older engines, the ones still flying today, will suddenly look outdated. If UltraFan can really deliver the promised savings and sustainability, airlines will have a hard time justifying sticking with the past. That puts pressure on every other company, which leaves us with one question: is the aviation industry ready for this? The race is over. Rolls-Royce just crossed the finish line, and this wasn't about necessity. It is a shift. They didn't just build a better engine, they designed a better future. The question is no longer who will build the best engines, but who will be left standing when the dust settles. Please share your thoughts, and while you're still here, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.